Hey, how's everybody doing? My name's Lex Coop and I'm back. And yeah, I popped in COD4 and I just started playing. I started having a blast right away. I started going on some tears. Playing with the silenced P90. I don't know how I didn't see that guy when I watched this gameplay before he decided to actually go through the commentary. I didn't notice the sniper that was to the left. If you go back to the beginning, there was a guy standing there, and for some reason I didn't notice him. But I noticed the second he started shooting at me, so from there it was good. Oh, the beauty of wearing headphones. I'm sure that by now, well, not everybody wears headphones, but I'm sure there's a large quantity of people that wear headphones now, and especially going back to Call of Duty 4. That game just had great sound, especially playing free-for-all because there wasn't a lot of action. It was just like 8 people, every man for themselves. It's not as bad as like 6-on-6, which is 12 people, so there's more people running around, and there's more people running around you because you're usually spawning around your teammates. So, but back in Call of Duty 4 free-for-all, man, I remember playing with my stereo, and I'd have all 4 speakers turned up pretty loud. So that way I could, and I'd always use a silencer on my weapons because it does so much for the gameplay and for your sound. Like for the gameplay itself, yeah, it lowers recoil, lowers kick, and depending on the weapon actually, there's one weapon, from my understanding, the AK-47, where the kick actually increased because of the suppressor, which is shocking, but from my understanding, that's pretty legit. So the AK-47 had more kick. It was actually the best with no attachments whatsoever. But most other guns, you put a suppressor on it, and it would reduce the kick on them. So that's one reason why to use a suppressor. Yeah, it does decrease the damage at range. Like I had to burst fire into that guy so many times. Ridiculous. He was wearing Juggernaut, so that didn't help either. But for the funny thing is, this is the first lobby I jumped into. This isn't the first game of the night. I got a better game that I'm gonna post sometime in the near future. But this is the first lobby I jumped into, and I didn't run into a hacker for like, or the first hour. Hour and a half, and then I finally jumped into a lobby where there was bullshit. This is one of my stupid deaths. I kind of heard the guy coming, but I had already started calling in my airstrike, so there's not much I could do about it. So I died and I spawned and called it in. Now, this map isn't the greatest because a lot of the time people are spending most of their time inside buildings. So I usually like to always put it over by the statue because there's a good chance there's somebody there. There wasn't anybody there this time. And if there isn't anybody there, whatever. No big deal. You're not going to get a good chance of killing anybody with an airstrike in this map anyways. Or at the top of the hill. You either got the statue or the top of the hill. So I was at the top of the hill, so I chose statue. And also, another reason why the airstrikes are kind of shitty in this map is because the buildings are rather tall. They're 3 to 4 stories. So if the fall of the missiles, the bombs, the dropping of the bombs, the airstrike, if it just clears the building, they drop on like a 45-degree angle. So it's not going to hit until it hits the next building on like the main floor. So you have no chance really whatsoever of getting a kill on this map. Well, you have a statue or top of the hill. That's your 2 spots. I used to love the P90. That used to be. I honestly think that like after I went through my M16 phase, and then I went through my MP5 phase. I think like after that, I don't know how this guy saw me. Like, watch this. How did that guy see me? But anyways, moving along. After I moved through those 2 guns, then I started using the P90, and then I just I love the P90. It's got such a large clip. Doesn't have a lot of recoil. It's like ridiculous from medium to close range. It's kind of shitty at long range, but that's what burst fire is for. It's pretty much untouchable at close range. Well, the MP5 was the only other gun that was like pretty beastly. Actually, I remember a friend of mine and myself, when Call of Duty 4 was out, there was no other Call of Duties out. We used to use the combo of the AK-74U with Overkill, and we would use the M21 as our sniper rifle. So that you got long range and short range. And the AK-74U was actually, it was pretty beast without stopping power. And that, like, I learned that like really early. Well, not really early, 6 months into the game. For me, that's really early into the lifespan because this game's still got lifespan. I still love playing this game when I can. If you can get into a game where you're not playing with Infection, Last Stand, Juggernaut, or Poop Grenade, I know that's a lot to ask for. But if you can get into a room without those, you're laughing. But that doesn't happen very often because it's just filled with all of the above. And in this room, I was dealing with RPG guys, Juggernaut. I don't think I saw any Final Stand or Last Stand or Second Chance or whatever you want to call it. I don't think I saw any of that tonight, which is amazing, shocking, surprising, overwhelming. But I did see a lot of Poop Grenade, a lot of Juggernaut. And I didn't see much Infection actually either. When Infection actually came, I stopped playing. I was like, okay, I'm done. I got to play for like an hour and a half with no Infection. I was loving it. So that's the gameplay. I hope you guys enjoyed. And as always, this is Lex Scoop saying, rate, comment, subscribe, doot-you-doo, skadoosh.